The time is 6:30. I'm calling to order the Blount County Board of Commissioners Agenda Committee meeting on August the 12th, 2014. Please register your attendance. Mr. Melton?
You have 18 present.
We have 18 present. We have a very large agenda tonight, so I'm going to move forward. We have 2 exits. In case of fire, go out the stairwell, go down, avoid the fire. If you see fire, go out the other door. When you hit the doors, go straight to the street. Stay out of the way of emergency personnel that'll be rushing into the building. Is that correct, Mr. Fire Chief? Yeah, you're the old fire chief.
Just follow me.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. At this point in time, I'll move for a motion to set the agenda. Any discussion? Mr. Wright, you're recognized. The motion was made on this side of the room by Mr. Kirby. Motion was seconded on this side of the room. Anybody want to take by Mr. Gamble? I'll calm down and slow down my speech. Mr. Wright, you're recognized.
Motion to remove G8 from the agenda, please.
Mr. Kirby, are you okay with removing G8? G8, Solar Bear Institute.
On the list between the bear, solar bear.
Yes. Mr. Gamble, do you have a problem with removing the Solar Bear Institute? All right. The motion is to approve the agenda as published, removing item G8. Any other discussion? Seeing no discussion, please vote to set the agenda as published with removal of G8.
You have 18 yeses.
The agenda is set as published. At this time, I will go for public input of items on the agenda. Anybody wishing to speak to items on the agenda? Seeing no hands, we will move to approval of the agenda committee minutes from July 8th, 2014. Motion made by Commissioner Moon, motion seconded by Commissioner Carver. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, please vote to approve the minutes of July 8th, 2014.
You have 18 yeses.
The minutes are approved. At this time, we'll move for items on the consent calendar.
Mr. Chairman, I move all item E, the consent calendar for the meeting.
We have a motion to move all of items E1 and E2 to the consent calendar of the full commission.
Second.
A second made by Commissioner Lael. Commissioner Moon, you're recognized to speak, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time, I'd like to have recognized Mayor Mitchell on one of his items.
Mayor, you're recognized to speak, sir.
Thank you very much. Item E2C, the Tellico Reservoir Development Agency Board. I did receive a letter from Bill Crisp. He is asked to be taken off of that board. The question was asked of him, did he have anyone that he would like to have replace him on there? And his recommendation to me was Randy Massey. So if I could, at this time, change that recommendation on the TRDA board from Bill Crisp to Randy Massey, I would appreciate it.
Commissioner Samples, do you approve that amendment? Commissioner Lael, do you approve it?
Yes, I do, sir.
Mr. Mayor, anything else? Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Moon. The current motion is to move the consent calendar, items E1 through E2, forward to the full commission with the replacement of Randy Massey instead of Bill Crisp under item E2C. Seeing no other discussion, please vote.
You have 18 yeses.
Very well. The consent calendar is forwarded on to the full commission. We have no unfinished business that I'm aware of. At this time, we'll go to item G, budget transfers. I have 2 budget transfers in the packet. I will entertain a motion. I have a budget transfer for Fund 101 in the amount of $123,714. Do I have a motion regarding that budget transfer? Motion made by Commissioner Lewis to move it forward to the full commission. Second by Commissioner Carver. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, please vote to forward item G1A forward to the full commission.
You have 18 yeses.
Item G1A is hereby forwarded to the full commission. Next is item G1B, Fund 141 Schools, $560,000. Do I have a motion? Motion to move forward by Commissioner Samples. Do I have a second? Second made by Commissioner French. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, please vote to forward item G1B forward to the full commission.
You have 17 yeses and 1 no.
Item G1B is hereby forwarded to the full commission. Next is, and that concludes budget transfers. Next is budget increases and decreases. I have 4 items. First one is G2A, General County Fund for $104,300. Do I have a motion? There's a motion made by Commissioner Moon to forward G2A forward to the full commission. Do I have a second? There's a second by Commissioner Samples. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, please vote to forward item G2A forward to the full commission.
You have 17 yeses and 1 abstain.
G2A is hereby forwarded to the full commission. Next is item G2B, Fund 101, General County, $119,100. Motion made by Commissioner French. Seconded by Commissioner Hasty. Any discussion? Commissioner Moon, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As I see it, this is a fully funded grant with no matching funds. I'd like to ask the body unanimous consent to place that on the consent calendar since we're going to have a full agenda next Thursday night.
There's a motion to move this to the consent calendar. Do the maker of the motion allow that? Second, accept that? The motion on the floor is to move item G2B to the consent calendar of the full commission. Is there any more discussion? Seeing none, please vote to forward item G2B forward to the consent calendar of the full commission.
You have 18 yeses.
Item G2B is hereby forwarded to the full commission, or to the consent calendar of the full commission. Next is item G2C, Fund 115, Library Fund of $400,000.
I move, this is a, motion or action for them to use their own fund balance to purchase the properties.
There's a motion made by Commissioner Samples. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Wright. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, please vote to forward item G2C forward to the full commission.
You have 18 yeses.
Item G2C is hereby forwarded to the full commission. Next is item G2D, Fund 131 Highway Department for $350,000. Do I have a motion? Motion made by Commissioner Kirby. Second by Commissioner French. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, please vote to forward item G2D forward to the full commission. G2D is hereby forwarded to the full commission. That concludes all of the budget increases that I have. I have 3 items under G3 of other budget and purchasing items. I will entertain, the first one I have is a grant for juvenile. Do I have a motion? Motion made by Commissioner Lewis. Second by Commissioner Kaler. Any discussion on the juvenile grant, which is G3A? Commissioner French, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In reading the grant, I see that it's a recurring grant, and I'd just like to know how often that is going to be recurring. Is it yearly for 5 years, yearly for how? If anyone could answer that. And also, I don't see, is it a matching fund grant? I don't see that in the application, but.
Hold on 1 second, Commissioner Samples, can you answer some of the questions?
It's not a matching grant, and it is an annual grant. I don't know for how long.
Okay. Until it runs out, I guess. Okay.
Yes.
Good deal.
It's been going on for years. Yeah.
Commissioner Lewis, you're recognized.
In addition to that, it did not require any additional personnel from the court clerk.
Seeing no other discussion, please vote to forward item G3A forward to the full commission. Item G3A is hereby forwarded to the full commission. Next is item G3B, grant for the highway department. Do I have a motion? Motion made by Commissioner Samples to move it forward to the full commission. Do I have a second? Second by Commissioner Kaler. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, please vote to forward item G3B forward to the full commission. Item G3B is hereby forwarded to the full commission. Next is item G3C, acceptance of the fixed asset manual. Do I have a motion to forward this to the full commission? Motion made by Commissioner Moon to forward this to the consent calendar of the full commission, and the second was by Commissioner Lael. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, please vote to forward item G3C to the consent calendar of the full commission. Item G3C is hereby forwarded to the consent calendar of the full commission. That concludes all the items I have underneath G1, 2, and 3. Mr. Vineyard, is there any item that I failed to overlook or to capture? No, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Vineyard. Next is item G4, a resolution to amend the zoning resolution of Blount County, Tennessee, adding new requirements for commercial campgrounds and recreational vehicle parks, and allowing such a special exception with specific limitations in the R1 rural district, R1 and R2 rural district, and applying same requirements in the suburbanizing zones. That's a mouthful. Motion made to forward on to the full commission made by Commissioner Moon. Is there a second? Commissioner Kirby will be the second on that one. Any discussion regarding this issue? Mr. Melton, or Commissioner Helton, you are recognized to speak, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to make a motion to move this item to next month's agenda committee meeting.
There's a motion to postpone to the September Agenda Committee meeting. Do I have a second to that motion? Second. There is a second by Commissioner Lael. Is there any discussion about setting this to the September commission meeting, to the September agenda meeting? Seeing no discussion, please vote to postpone this matter to the September agenda meeting.
You got 13 yeses, 4 noes, and 1 abstain.
This item G4 is hereby moved to the September 2014 agenda meeting. Next is item G5, a resolution approving a lease agreement between Blount County, Tennessee and Appalachian Black Bear Rehabilitation and Release.
Second.
I have a motion made by Commissioner Helton to forward to the full commission, second by Commissioner Moon. Commissioner Moon, you're recognized to speak, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Looking at the number of sponsors on this resolution, ask unanimous consent to place it on the consent calendar of the August full commission meeting.
There's a motion made.
Second.
I couldn't even get the fact that there's a motion made. There's a motion to forward this onto the consent calendar of the full commission meeting. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, please vote to forward this item G5 forward to the full commission consent calendar. Commissioner Moon?
You have 18 yeses.
Item G5 is hereby forwarded to the consent calendar of the full commission. Next is item G6, resolution by the Blount County Commission pursuant to Tennessee Code Annotated, Section 54-10-216, to close and vacate the roadbed and right-of-way of Zenith Drive, a county-maintained road located in Blount County, Tennessee. Do I have a motion? Motion made by Commissioner Moon, seconded by Commissioner Carver. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, please vote to forward this to the full commission. You were talking.
We were trying to figure out where it was.
You have 18 yeses.
Item G6 is hereby approved and forwarded to the full commission. Next is item G7, setting of a public hearing regarding a resolution to amend the zoning resolution of Blount County regarding section 7.4D7A tower separation requirements. The setting of the public hearing that we have is for October 7th, 2014 at 6:15 p.m. Do I have a motion?
Move it to the consent calendar.
I have a motion by Commissioner French to move it for the public hearing, for setting of a public hearing on October 7th, 2014. There's no consent calendar for a public hearing, Mr. Samples. Very funny, trying to confuse me on my last meeting. I appreciate that. Yeah, all right. Is there any discussion?
You don't have a second.
I don't have a second. Mr. Samples, would you like to second that one? All right, I'll take Mr. Samples' comment as a second. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, please vote to forward the setting, to establish a public hearing regarding towers at the October 7th, 2014, room at 6:15. Item G7 is hereby forwarded for a public hearing on October the 7th, 2014, 6:15 in this room. Next is item G9, a resolution to adopt a new Blount County beer ordinance of 2014. Do I have a second? Motion to approve by Commissioner Hilton. Second by Commissioner. I'll give it to Commissioner Birchfield. Commissioner Lell's been active tonight. Any discussion about the beer ordinance? Seeing no lights, please vote to forward this to the full commission. Item G9 is hereby forwarded to the full commission. Next is item G10, a resolution regarding a petition to add Park Line Way and Buffalo Springs Way to the official roads list for Blount County. Do I have a motion? Motion made by Commissioner Wright, seconded by Commissioner Moon. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion.
Wait, I got my light
Oh,
on.
sorry.
Is this coming from the highway department? Okay.
Was that an official yes? All right. The official is the yes. The answer to your question. Seeing no other discussion, please vote to forward this on to the full commission. Item G10 is hereby forwarded to the full commission. I see no other items underneath new business at this time. Announcements. The commission meeting will be August 21st, 2014 at 7 p.m. in room 430. The Education Committee meeting for August has been canceled. The Agricultural Extension Committee meeting is Thursday, August 14th at 6:30 p.m. in the Courthouse Annex. Does any other commissioner have an announcement or statement they'd like to make?
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Moon, you're recognized.
Mr. Chairman, it's 6 o'clock in the break room on the 21st. There will be a reception, cake and punch. Don White Walker has volunteered to come and make portraits of the outgoing commissioners. And I just wanted to let everyone know so they can dress however they want to for a photograph. He's waiving any setup fee, and he will provide a digital photograph to anyone who desires. But it'll be at 6 o'clock in the break room.
Thank you, Commissioner Moon. Any other announcements or statements? Seeing none, we'll go to public input of items not on the agenda. Anybody wishing to speak to items not on the agenda? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. We are adjourned.